Hello, welcome to the third video in our series on vulnerability management. In this video, we're going to cover the configuration side of Remediator. So configurations are going to respond to CVEs that need a configuration change on the machine. That can be something like maybe changing a registry key, writing a dot file, things like that. And so let's use this as an example. I'll go to my restrict anonymous SID lookups here. So if I click on this, we'll see what the actual plugin being reported is. So in this case, link. Take a look here. So essentially, boiling it down, we can change this registry key here, this restrict anonymous setting, in order to solve our issue. Now I've already done the research on this one. That's kind of why we have this feature available. So what I learned was we were able to change this with a registry key. So I wrote that state for us. How this works is we'll write states for those vulnerabilities and they'll show up in the configuration tab here if you have at least one endpoint that needs that fix. So if I click on my restrict anonymous SID lookups, it's going to bring us over to states. If you're already a Bacon customer, you'll probably be familiar with this. This is our form of automation. So here we're able to write a simple YAML file, and that's going to do different stuff for us on the machine. So in this case, this is about an intermediate to advanced style since I'm using some conditionals here, but essentially it's going to find the machine's domain role. What I learned in the research is that you'll need to change how you set this configuration based on if the machine's a domain controller or not. So for the very first thing here, if it is a domain controller or a backup DC, then I'm going to set the value of restrict anonymous to 1. Now, if it's not, let's say it's a member server or workstation, then it's going to get the value of 2. It's just like two different layers of how restrictive it is. And so I want to make sure I'm keeping an eye on that whenever I'm pushing these out to multiple computers. So from that, we're able to go to actions and apply. Again, so here I did a quick check to see what the CPU architecture is. If you're 32-bit, it gets handled one way, versus if you are 64-bit, it's going to be handled another way. In this case, we would put both values if you're 64-bit, and only one of these values if you're 32-bit. Hopefully you can see this is pretty simple to do, pretty quick to deploy as well. It's just 2 simple clicks of actions and apply, and you can get all of your machines patched up. Thanks for joining me for this Bacon Bits video, and we'll see you next time.